What does a perfect day look like for you?
Not doing a podcast.
He's loving it.
To be fair, my family obviously big lovers of football, and my uncle was always kind of a massive Leeds fan growing up. The club, like the history, everything about it.
Would you go on Love Island?
Nah, I'm not good looking enough, so I won't go on there yet. I've said it, like that was like the best day like of my life. Like, that was unbelievable. Like, I think it's just because we didn't know what we were going in for. Probably the best dress we might have been in.
Excuse me?
Stuart's been battered. Best bit of advice you've ever received?
Gareth Bale kind of pulled me aside and just said,
Hello and welcome to the official Leeds United podcast with me, Emma Jones, Michael Bridges and Stuart Dallas. How are we, lads?
Very well. Great to be back, by the way. So excited for the pod.
Yes, me too. What have you been up to, Bridgie?
I've been learning how to make cocktails, can you believe?
Yeah, I can believe.
I'm playing a lot of golf, Emma.
What cocktails have you been making?
Martini, espresso, and my favourite whiskey sours.
Oh, whiskey sour.
Tremendous. A bit of egg white to get the
Can
froth.
we please have a podcast, like a spin-off, where you make us all cocktails?
Absolutely.
Or we just drink them and do the pod?
That's a better idea.
That'd be brilliant.
Start early.
What have you been up to, Stuart?
Spend a lot of time at home. Got a paddle business open.
Oh, straight in there with a plug.
Straight in there with a plug, so
I've
check
got
it
a
out.
cocktail business starting as well.
Optimum paddle, so that's taking up a lot of time, and just chilling out.
But you're enjoying it,
Got
aren't
myself a new dog as well.
you? A dog?
New Labrador, yeah.
You kept that quiet.
Which
A little
is
puppy.
worse than having a kid.
Tell us more, boy, girl.
Girl, yeah.
Has she got a name?
Flory.
Flory?
Flory, yeah.
Oh, what a
You look
lovely-
surprised.
Yeah, no, I just...
At the name, or-
That's unusual, an unusual name.
a
I
lovely
like
name.
it. It's
Lovely
very
name,
nice.
isn't it?
It's very nice. Well, look, let's crack on because every single
on.
week we chat to a member of the Leeds United squads and get to know them in detail. But before we introduce our guest today, I am going to give you both one truth and two lies about them, and I want you to tell me which you think is the truth, okay? Right.
Can we have a dig, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Go
Absolutely,
for your
right,
lives.
good.
Okay, first one. This guest sang in a Welsh choir as a kid.
Right.
Number two,
Yeah.
they got asked to go on Love Island.
Right.
And number three, they're secretly very good at chess. Which one is the truth?
Right. Stewie, I'm going to start this off. Right, the last one, you said secretly good at chess.
Yeah.
I'm not having that.
No?
No, I think he's a snakes and ladders man.
What are you implying?
Well, roll the dice, easy. I'm not having him think.
I'm not sure. Joe's intelligent, like. I'm not
you
sure
know
that
more-
could be.
you know more
what's
than me.
What's the other ones?
The other ones are, he sang in a Welsh choir as a kid and he got asked to go on Love Island.
Love Island's out the window.
Why?
I think it could
Because
be,
he's
you know.
still. Well, I'll give you my reason. He's still playing, so he's not going to get asked to go on.
Doesn't mean you wouldn't get approached.
It does though.
Okay.
He's got the looks, he's got the
So it's
physique,
it's out the window.
he's got the banter. But I think because he's Welsh, right, and I've seen a few of the Welsh rugby teams in the villages that love singing, they love choirs. I was a choir boy myself before my voice broke.
What was your favourite hymn to sing?
Hallelujah.
Are we agreeing on one, or can we have
No,
one each?
you absolutely not.
I've
You
got
can
my
go with
answer.
what- yeah.
I'm sticking with it. I think he was a
The
choir boy as a kid, definitely. Because
So
the Welsh
you
have
think
got
our guest was a choir boy?
beautiful singers. Yeah.
What about you,
Moving on.
Stuart?
I'm going to go chess
Why?
because he's clever.
Okay.
How do you know he's,
I think
how do you know he's clever?
Well,
Have you seen his exam results?
I spent the changing room with him. Like I know he's.
Got a bit about him.
You come across some daft footballers, and he's not one.
It's going to be Love Island then, because we've said both opposite.
Yeah. Well, let's find out, shall we, from the man himself. It's Joe Rodon. Hey, Joe.
okay, hi everyone.
We've got to kick it off then. Did you sing in a choir as a kid? Were you asked to go on Love Island, or are you secretly very good at chess?
I think very good's a bit far, but yeah, I'm good at chess. That's the one, yeah.
Stuart knew. Stuart got that right.
Told you. I just think he's
You
very.
said he was smart.
Yeah.
What did you get in your grades at school? 'Cause
To be
kids were
fair,
actually-
academically, I'm not smart. Like, I'm going to be honest there, but like, I think, I don't know, like chess is like strategic and kind of problem solving. And I think I'm really good at
Please
that.
tell us you've watched the Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, it's amazing. And to be fair, Ethan bought me a chess set, to be fair, last year for my birthday. So I think I only started playing like 2 years ago. Like Ben Davis forced me to play when we were away with the national team, and then I just loved it, and then watched the Queen's Gambit, and then I just couldn't stop playing, to be fair.
What would you like to say to Michael Bridges about the fact he thought that you were in a Welsh choir as a kid?
To be fair, I got to give it to him. It is known, like Welsh people do sing. Like I think,
village and the
I
rugby.
have come across a lot of Welsh people that sing. So to be fair, I think that is a tough one, but yeah.
Do you sing?
I was trying to think of
his
his
the best singer. I'm not
of his
gonna lie to you
initiation
there.
song when he signed.
What was it? Can you remember?
I think I was injured when. Did you sing?
I'm trying to think if I sang. I don't think I did.
I was
I
was
did.
injured.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have seen it.
I think it was Marvin Gaye, Ain't No Mountain High Enough. I think I sang it.
What a banger.
You're telling me he wasn't a choir boy?
Yeah.
I'm sure it was,
He's chucking
yeah.
songs around like
I
that.
wasn't. I
Yeah,
think I was injured.
I can't remember if I sang. I've sung loads of times, but yeah, I don't know. I can't remember if I did at Leeds. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to go back to the one that we forgot about. Would you go on Love Island?
Nah, I'm not good looking enough, so I'm going there. Yeah.
Right, well, look, we want to get to know you as quickly as possible. So to warm you up, Joe, we are going to do some quick fire questions, okay? Starting with, who is your favourite teammate to share a laugh with?
It's got to be Ethan. If I don't say him, then he's probably going to get angry at me. So I'll say, Ethan.
Under duress. Okay. Next up, one song that gets you in the zone. I think we might know now.
Just known that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. I suppose Scientist plays it before we go out. It goes like, dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun,
he kind of plays on the
dun,
speaker
dun.
as we're literally going out.
Is Robbo still in charge of that?
Robbo puts it on before we go out. Yeah, I think, to be fair, he's probably the best I've ever seen on the tunes. But I think that one, I don't know what it's called.
Is
I
it
don't know what
Seven
the song's
Nation Army?
Yeah, it is.
Am I right?
That's what it is.
Pulled
Seven
that
Nation.
one from?
Well, I've heard it enough times.
That's super impressive, by the
Oh,
way.
thank you
Well
very
done.
much.
called. Literally, as we're walking out the changing room, he puts that on the speaker. So I think that one, it's probably the best one.
Feels quite empowering, doesn't it?
Yeah,
as a
just
tune.
like I just kind of get you up for it.
Best bit of advice you've ever received?
I'd probably say I used to be, when I was younger, I was really hard on myself after making a mistake. And I think that would kind of carry on into the game for a period of time. So I think Gareth Bale kind of pulled me aside and just said, I think it's just more, you hold yourself in high standards. So I think it was more kind of reaction after a mistake. So don't worry about it. Everyone makes mistakes. Just get on with it. And it's all about what you can do next. So I think that's probably
Good bit of
best one.
advice for your coaching. Tell the kids that. That's great
Yeah, it
advice.
is, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I'd say that one. Yeah.
And in terms of your game, what's the most underrated part of your game?
I'd probably say 1v1. I think
your speed.
yeah, I mean I think relating to that, I think in this new system, I think now I'm kind of playing a right back role. So I
Yeah.
think now being in kind of wide areas and basically going half a pitch with their, really fast players.
Yeah, it's a
I'd
big
probably
change
say
because
that,
as a centre back, you obviously, when you've played in a four,
yeah.
the majority of centre backs don't want to be dragged out into wide areas.
I don't think
but he has.
You don't get to show it, do you?
No.
Really. But I think to be fair, me and the boys have a lot of banter in the changing room about this. But yeah, I don't like talking about it. But yeah, pace. I agree with you in that sense.
Yeah, like, you remind me
Deceivingly
of,
quick,
I played
very
Woodgate.
quick.
So
Yeah.
deceivingly quick.
Yeah.
Same as you when I
Yeah.
see you in full flight and you think, how can he move like that?
I think this season I've got to show a bit more because I'd say, obviously, I know the level's gone up, but as in, I think now the system that we're playing, I'm probably being more kind of, forced to do that. So, yeah.
What's your pace on your cards?
Yeah, it's nowhere near.
It's just-
Yeah,
doesn't
nowhere near.
reflect it.
To be fair, we done something the other day with VA and I just kept battering them, to be honest. So, yeah.
Right, next up, Joe. What is your guilty pleasure TV show?
Love Island.
To be fair, I've started watching it again.
Have you? All Stars?
Yeah, All Stars now. I've started watching again, but I don't. Do you know what? I'm really into like the real estate programs. Like I've seen Selling Sunset.
Oh, have I?
And owning
Manhattan?
Yeah, that. So all them, I think. Yeah, I've become a big fan of them over the last couple of years. To be
They're
fair.
so good. They're addictive, aren't
Yeah,
they?
so I think I'd say real estate programs.
Next up, what does a perfect day look like for you?
Not doing a podcast.
He's loving it.
That's a tough one. I'm really like kind of boring and simple. I think a lie-in to me now is literally like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Like I'd love to sleep more, but I struggle to do that now.
Yous
but
have got something in common.
literally, yeah.
And when you were working at 8 o'clock this morning, she was mortified.
But
Oh, dear.
I'd say probably just go into a breakfast place maybe and kind of chilling out, having a coffee and just kind of then going home and just chilling like for the day.
What
like,
breakfast, Joe? We like to talk about food on this podcast.
See me get all excited.
To be fair, recently, I think I've kind of gone to like pancakes and scrambled egg and stuff. That's on an off day, like that's on a day off.
Just in case
Don't
the
worry,
gaffer's
we're not
watching.
doing you in.
To be fair, I am a bit of a superstar. I don't like changing the routine, but yeah, I think on a day off, like yesterday, I think maybe like pancakes and scrambled egg and some.
You're a savoury pancake
Yeah.
man.
Love that.
Yeah, love a pancake.
One of my favourite ever answers in football and history was from a guy called Peter Crouch. I'm not going to say what he said, but the question was, if you weren't a footballer, what would you be?
I'm not.
'Cause I was gonna
I'd be
be-
struggling.
I was going to be a school teacher.
Wow. So you're really smart then.
No.
What were you going to
no.
teach, Bridgie?
I was going to teach PE. Thank you very much, and a little bit of maths,
Yeah.
a little bit of maths and English.
Are they your subjects, are they?
Yeah, and the only reason I
I think
passed.
that was the only thing I was good in school. I think was PE, to be honest. Yeah. But I don't know. I think I'd be really struggling, to be honest.
But was there anything when you were a kid that people said, look, if you don't make it in football, what would you like to do? And you had to think about it at any point.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't think about anything else.
I love that.
Like, I know, to be fair, the teachers, some of them would like obviously get on you and say plan B, but I guess when you're younger, you don't really think about it, do you? It's just like, that's all it is. That's all it was for me. But yeah, I'm struggling to answer that one because I wasn't good at anything else.
Professional chess player.
I wish. But I don't know. I love, I kind of love, I know this sounds mental, but I do love like fashion, like kind of, just like the behind the scenes, just kind of everything about it. Yeah, I'm into that.
Designing.
Yeah, kind of stylists and stuff, with like matching clothes and like just all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, I'm really
Do you ever
into that.
help any of your teammates? Do you ever style them?
Nah, to be fair, some of them need help. And maybe I should.
Who?
I can't do it. To be fair,
Don't do that to me.
yeah, I'm gonna not answer that question because we were all going after this the other day. So I'd rather just not do it to anyone.
You
To
can
be
set a
honest.
precedent now.
Yeah.
You can set the standard on the podcast.
Imagine. I don't want to do it.
No, you don't have to do that. You don't actually have to out any of
Yeah,
your
okay.
players, any of your teammates. Right. Next up, Joe, we ask every guest to either bring a sentimental item with them or talk about something sentimental and what that means to them. What's yours?
Yeah, I think the one that kind of sticks out for me, it was probably like a few months ago, but it's always been, of course, important, number one for me. But my chef we were away for an away game, and I was just in the team hotel, and it was kind of late at night, and my family were over, they were here in Leeds, and he kind of just, while they were all kind of just, talking and eating and everything, he kind of like took a photo and kind of like from a distance, they didn't know obviously, and sent it to me saying, they're all sound taken care of and stuff. And I don't know, that kind of hit me. It kind of hit me as in, like, obviously they're completely oblivious to the image, but I think that was just everything kind of in one photo. I was just like, well, that's what we do it for, innit? I think for me, it's like, all of it wouldn't be possible without them. So I think it just reminds me of, they're here obviously supporting me and kind of everything they've given me along the journey. So I think, that photo just, it kind of hits me in a way that, it's just everything to me, I think.
Good luck with anybody else in the podcast in the future beating that answer.
Yeah. But I know what you mean. It's like a candid
Sentimental.
snapshot in time.
Yeah, I think, it was just because I think more that they obviously weren't even looking. So they were just completely like, just, eating and just kind of watching the TV. But it was just more the fact of like just seeing that. It's like you're watching them do something they don't know. Like I'm in the room, and they don't know I'm there. So it's like, I think that's just everything that's everything I do it for, innit?
What an answer. Well, with that in mind, Joe, can you take us right back to a young Joe Rodon? What was life like for you? And what were your relationships with family and friends like?
Choir singer.
Yeah, I think obviously I have an older brother, just done everything together. And he was kind of, the footballer before me. So I think it was just me going to watch him train and kind of, I guess, just copying what he was doing. And kind of my mum was kind of like the mainstay in that, like taking us everywhere. And to be fair, my dad was working a lot, but he would obviously try and be involved when he can. But I think it was just more just copying my brother, to be honest, and just having a love for it and then just, continuing. And he was in the Swans before me. And then yeah, I think after that I just started copying him, and then I just grew to love it, I think.
Did you have that rivalry all the way through your childhood?
I think, yeah, it'd be carnage in the house. Like I would wind him up, obviously being the younger brother, and we'd obviously play FIFA and stuff. It was competitive from the get-go, so yeah, I think, I would like hit him and then he'd hit me. I'd probably start crying. My dad would come in the room. It'd just all be kicking off. So yeah,
Standard childhood.
You got brothers, sisters?
I have a brother, and he's
Same thing.
I think he's talking about mine there, yeah. We're both exactly the same.
I'm the sister and it's still the same. It's just I used to get hit. Yeah.
I have
only
two
child
boys
here.
now, and they're the
yeah.
same.
That's the thing. It's fascinating, like listening to the people that have got family members, brothers and sisters, and I see a lot of my mates that had that rivalry.
Yeah.
And how the younger ones always seem to emulate what the older siblings did, but then went on to do bigger and better things because of the
I think
age
straight
difference.
away it gives you kind of that competitiveness as well, because you're always competing, like whether it be FIFA or whether it be out in the street, anything, you're always competing. And I think you take that with you throughout your childhood and up into adult life.
Do you think that made you a better player watching your brother and spending that time with him?
Yeah, I think I've carried that. Yeah, from them early days. I think the boys will tell you I get like not in the wrong way, but just really kind of competitive or like angry if it's like a bad day in training if we don't win and stuff. But I guess we're all like that, right? Otherwise we won't really be in it. So yeah, I think it kind of it carries well with me, I think, through my career, I think.
And what was life like in Swansea? What was life like at the beginning? Because obviously we see you now and you're incredible, but it sounds, even from hearing you talk about your brother and your relationship with your family, that you've come from very humble beginnings.
Yeah, I think, it's just like where kind of I grew up in the neighborhood. Like we just have, like everyone would go there from like my age, the older ones. We just have this one field, and we'd use like these big boulders as like goalposts. So yeah, we'd go out in the morning at like 10 and come back at like 9 at night, like just non-stop. So I think just even my friends and kind of the people I've kind of grown up with along the way, I think it's just all kind of stem from that. And yeah, like luckily enough, of course, growing up, I think, and coming through like your hometown makes it a little bit easier, because obviously you get these players who have to go somewhere else, so it's obviously more difficult, so they don't get to be with their family. But yeah, I think I'm kind of lucky, I think, kind of growing up and kind of coming through that system.
You still speak to all them?
Yeah, like we have a big group chat. Yeah, like to be fair, we're always on, like PC, like, console or whatever they say. So yeah, we all stay in touch and try and see each other when we have time.
That's when it'll keep you grounded, when your mates give you a stick as well from back in the day. I know what it was like.
Yeah, because to them, you're Joe. You're still you're Joe on that field.
Oh yeah,
you?
we argue about, obviously they all have their teams, don't they? So we all, we argue every day, I think, about football. So yeah, it's brilliant. I do enjoy it.
What is your team?
Leeds.
Great answer.
Yeah, there's a lot of to be fair, they all support us, but now being in the Premier League, I think when we come across their team, I think it's the other way around. So yeah, it's good.
What was that like, stepping up through the footballing pyramid and, breaking through into the Championship and then the Premier League? What changes have you observed and how have you adapted to deal with them, Joe?
I think kind of obviously coming through that kind of academy system, Swansea always had a way of playing and kind of playing out from the back. So kind of had that from an early age kind of. So I think when I kind of came onto the scene, Graham Potter was manager, I think. And yeah, I think we sold 2 centre-halves and then one got injured. I think kind of second game into the season, I think it was against Preston at home, something like that. It just took off from there. And I think it was a really good pre-season, but obviously I was grateful for him to give me the opportunity. And yeah, just kind of, it was like I think it was more, before I was really close to being on the fringes of the first team, but then it just felt perfect at that moment, like everything that's happened, and kind of went out on loan before and didn't go so well. But
I just wanted to ask you about, you went on loan to Cheltenham.
Yeah.
How was that?
Learned a lot, but like Gary Johnson, I think it was...
Did you have Gary Johnson?
Yeah, I think...
Oh, man.
I think being a kid and kind of going into that man's environment, I knew what I needed to learn. It was more kind of the rough side of the game and kind of learning that physical, kind of horrible side of the game, which I was missing. I think I didn't play a lot, but I knew I learned what I needed to learn and what I got from it. And then I just think that was a big thing for me, kind of going into that summer pre-season after Swans got relegated. And then, when we were in the Championship, that kind of League Two gave me what I needed for the Championship.
See, that's very, like, I went on loan from Brentford to Northampton, and I only played in and around, similar to you, like 10, 12 games or something.
What age were you then, Stu?
Well, I was different. I didn't come across to Brentford until I was 21. So I didn't have the sort of the youth academies. In Northern Ireland, you didn't have that at the time. So it was, my pathway's different. But when I went on loan from Brentford to Northampton, I learned a lot. A bit like Joe, didn't play a lot. But what I learned within that sort of that environment set me up for going forward. And it's just interesting to hear him, obviously.
Do you both feel like you grew up fast as well in that time?
You've got to.
Yeah, I think, that was it. I guess, like, you're on your own. And that was probably the first time where I think I needed to come away from that comfort zone, being at home and being everything that I'm used to. So I think that kind of triggered the hunger in the way of knowing if I do get an opportunity when I go back, like, I'm going to do everything I can. And just seeing kind of professionals, fighting for their jobs like every day, that was kind of a new thing for me. And, it's like the stadiums you go to and the pitches, like it's all a battle. So, I think kind of learning that early on was really important to me.
Did you have a key moment? Because I remember my time when I signed from Sunderland to come to this football club at Leeds, came with a hefty price tag at the time. I was feeling nervous, not so much in pre-season, but I knew I had to up me standards to be from a Championship player to a Premier League player. And I felt really out of my depths when I was around the players. I didn't have that I didn't come with the confidence I should have done. And I had a breakthrough moment when I thought I belong here. And I scored a goal down at Southampton in my second game. And David Batty ran up to us, who obviously was a psycho and a part of Leeds DNA. And he grabbed us and he went, "Welcome to the club." And that for me was a massive moment. And I got another 2 goals in that game, walked off for the match ball. And I thank Bats for it. That was my belong moment. When did you get that feeling at Swansea?
To be fair,
or in your career even?
I think I would probably say when they moved me into the first team changing room, I think obviously first team was separate from everyone, and I think back then that was kind of a big deal because really when you're kind of moved into you're full time with the first team then, and I think after that kind of first game at Preston, we won 1-0 and it was a clean sheet and it was in front of, everyone was there to see it that I knew. And no one knew I was starting. So no one knew I was starting. So then when, I didn't tell anyone either. I knew 2 hours before kick-off, so I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell my parents nothing. They just thought I was on the bench. So they looked at the team sheet and they're like, oh my God, like he's starting. So I think when Graham Potter told me and said, I believe like you're ready, like you're at that age now. And then I just felt like that was meant, like, I'm not like, I think I'm a big believer in kind of, I feel like things are meant to happen at certain times. And I just felt like everything, like 16 years, like everything has led me to this moment. And now was the time to go and do it and show it. And we won another clean sheet. So,
Joe, do you think international football helps you realise that moment as well? Because that, for me, that's because I wasn't really playing at Leeds, in my early years here. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, am I good enough to make it at this club? But then in the other side of my head, I'm thinking, well, I play international football and I'm playing against the best players and I know I can perform, but it just couldn't show at a club level. Do you think international football helps you realise that as well? Or?
It was weird for me because I had to wait another year. So when I broke first one, I had to wait another year to play for Wales. I was kind of in the squads, but I weren't playing. But I felt like I kind of already had a year of... I think when I was playing, like, I think the nerves are different when you're playing for your kind of hometown. Like, it's like, but I feel like when I went into the Wales setup and started playing, I think that did completely take my game, beyond again. So, I guess, playing, like you said, playing against top players in different countries, I think it just kind of just makes you, even more kind of open to everything. But I think... that's what sticks out to me.
I'm staying out of this conversation. I talk about international football. I'm just I'll let that one slide.
Quiet there. You said the nerves were different. How are they different?
I think it's just more. I don't think I'll ever get more nervous than playing for your country. I think obviously, I think the emotion part comes into that, and I think at the World Cup, I think that's probably the most nervous I've ever been. The first game, walking out there, but I just think I don't know. It was just probably more. I think just everyone being there, everyone everyone you've grown up with is just constantly there, just watching and kind of. I don't know. It's just a different feeling. I guess it's home. I guess
you're representing the country, aren't you?
Yeah.
When you're at a club, and obviously you've played for some big clubs.
Yeah.
But when you play for your country, it's a pinnacle. For me, it's a pinnacle of your playing career as well. It's just different.
Just a different type of pressure.
How do you deal with it? Like, how do you both deal with it? Because I'm intrigued to know if it's different. Yeah.
I think I just try to treat it the same. Like nothing changes. Don't do anything different. You don't have to overthink it. Nothing. You just go out there and like you're here for a reason. Like you're here, what you're doing at club football. So just do you, and you'll be fine. Like that's.
What about you, Stuart?
Yeah, I think I was fortunate because Northern Ireland, obviously, they aren't renowned for qualifying for major tournaments or anything like that. But I sort of come into the international setup in 2015, so they were had already started the qualifying campaign for Euro 2016. So I come into it then and in a good team that was just winning. So I hadn't really experienced the sort of the lows of Northern Ireland football in the previous years, and so right from then I just enjoyed it so much, and I don't know, the group of players we had then, the manager, the culture we had was brilliant, and I just look forward to playing. It's funny that you say that you got nervous playing for. I probably got more nervous playing from a club than I did from a country for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why. I can't pinpoint it. It's just.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I feel like we had when we were in the Euros in 2021. We kind of when we got for the group stage, we kind of had this surprise video from all our families. They played it for the game. I don't know. I feel like when you represent your country, it's like I think it just means I don't know, obviously pride, but it's just I think that like emotion creeps in.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain. It is really hard to explain. It's just a different type of pressure, I think, and it's just knowing that you're playing for your country and you're representing. I think it's just I think it just hits different. I think. It's hard to explain. No,
you have explained it really. You've articulated that really well.
Going back, what I'm trying to say, when I played and we qualified for the Euros, so 2015 I come in, then we qualified for the Euros so I almost felt that we have achieved something the country's never, like, it's been a long time since they're at a major tournament, so it just sort of put us on kind of like a pedestal, kind of without being arrogant, in a way that then from then on I just didn't feel nerves.
Did you realise the impact that would have in the next generation coming through for what you had done as well?
Probably not. No, probably not. And then we probably should have qualified for the World Cup in 2018. We got beat in a playoff. We should have won. But yeah, I don't know.
No, I think you're right there, because it's the same like Wales. What they did in obviously 2016 is incredible.
That's who put us out actually. Wales in 2016.
They went to the semi-final, so I think. They went to the semi-final, so I think me kind of coming in 2019, 2018, it was, I think obviously it was. I didn't get to experience what it was like, before all that, and them being, brilliant. And
so it's probably different for him because he then had an expectation when he had come in to qualify, whereas I had come in and we hadn't qualified in so long, so we done something that the country hadn't done. So there wasn't as much pressure, I feel, which is maybe why I didn't get as nervous as what Joe gets playing for his country, because that expectation of qualifying is there. You've got to achieve it. Fans expect it.
Would you agree with that, Joe?
Yeah, I think, kind of exactly, when he said, I think now it's expected, like, for, the country to qualify for things, which is obviously great, of course, that's where, everyone wants to be. So, that's kind of how it is now, I think.
Right, can we move on now? Because Bridgie's feeling uncomfortable.
I know, sorry.
I'm loving it.
Bridgie is still here, guys. You'll be able to talk about this, Bridgie. We're going to talk about club football. Yeah. What initially attracted you to Leeds United and to the project here, Joe?
I think going back to what I said before about things like meant to happen. To be fair, my family obviously big lovers of football, and my uncle was always kind of a massive Leeds fan growing up. So I just think the club, like the history, everything about it, like it's a massive club. And obviously me knowing Ethan and Dan were here before. Well, Ethan obviously joined in the summer. Yeah, I think of course, like Ethan, me and Ethan were speaking, but I just think, like, obviously DJ was here, obviously a few years before, and obviously me and DJ have been really close for years and years before that. But I just think I have always kind of had an eye over Leeds. Like, I have watched them loads of times and played against them. So I think just kind of having, that experience against them, and I think when I came here before, and actually I only played here once against them, and the atmosphere, oh my, like I never experienced anything like it, honestly. So I think, just kind of, I think it was just set up perfectly, I think, for me to just kind of come in here. And I think the project of what I was kind of, brought into and told, I think it was just, like, it was impossible for me to say no.
We hear so many players say they were told what it's like at Leeds United, but until you experience that, and that's something that you three all know, you can't fully comprehend what that is. Did you realise that when you arrived here? I think a lot of players have kind of, even like the boys have come in this summer, I think I've realised that when we played at home in the first game of the season, I think they realised what this club is about. And I think, it was the same for me. I think everyone I spoke to said this club's amazing. So I think then me, like, coming into it and then experiencing that. And of course, we got relegated the year before, so it was obviously going to be, a rebuild at the start. I knew that. So I think once we kind of overcame that kind of, mold then together, I think, this club's been unbelievable for me,
There was one thing I learned when I signed, and it was off Eddie Gray. And it was a key bit of advice. Now, a lot of managers use it now. That he said the non-negotiables at this football club, Michael. He said the fans. Yeah. He said the one thing that they will not accept, the non-negotiable, is work ethic and tackles. And he said, even if you're having a bad game, which I had a lot of, he said, if you can show the fans that you're going to work your socks off with and without the ball and go and put some tackles in, he said they'll embrace you. And that's it, and it'll get them going. And I think that's what I've realised since I've retired, and you come back to Elland Road and you see the dynamics between, you look at it differently when you're not in football anymore, and how each other feed off, the players feed off the fans feed off the players. Yeah, it was a big moment for me with Eddie.
But I think it takes a special type of player to be successful here because of the size of the club.
What type of player is that?
Handling the expectations, isn't it?
Yeah, expectations. I think when you look at Joe, the responsibility that he brings, the fighting spirit, the leadership, everything, that's probably everything that the club embodies as well, isn't it? Like that fighting spirit. And I think to be successful here, we've seen so many players come and go over the years, even when I was playing, good players who couldn't do it on the pitch. And I think for the likes of Joe, I think he's a perfect leader for the team now in terms of how he leads on the pitch, off the pitch, never misses a game, very rarely misses a game. And from what I'm told, he very rarely misses a training session as well.
He's always late for his podcasts.
Yeah, true. But that takes a lot. That takes a lot, and I have huge admiration for people who like that, because I know I've done it myself. I didn't like to miss a training session, and I think speaking to people within the club, Joe's very much like that. Never misses a training session, and it shows on the pitch because he never misses a game. He missed one game.
Oh yeah,
he got injured at Sunderland.
Remember the two tackles he took on the ankle?
But even then, he didn't want to go off, did he? So I think it takes a kind of, and to have somebody like that now is what the young players in the academy can learn from.
You mentioned his leadership. Did you take that upon yourself to take that role and respond? Is that something you've grown into? Is it something that you've always had?
Yeah, I think so. Kind of being captain of obviously the age groups and the 21s before I left, and kind of coming up with that. But I think it's more kind of where I guess came from as well. I think obviously we had a young team, still do, of course. So I think it was more just kind of, the same with the boys that have come, like Ethan coming from Chelsea, me coming from Tottenham. I think it's just more kind of like we have a really, really good group, and we have leaders in there. And I think, not just me, I think this is what makes this group and this changing room special, because we do have, a group of leaders which, we need going forward. And I think, me in particular, I think just kind of where I've come from, I think just trying to bring that to the team. But I can't I can't help it. I'm vocal anyway, but obviously in the right reasons. But yeah, I just try to lead by example. I won't ask anyone to do something I wouldn't do. So I think it's just more, just kind of holding the standards and just like Stu said, just every day, just continuing to strive for more with this club and this team.
What would you say are sort of your core values, both on the pitch and off the pitch? Obviously, you're a good leader and you pride yourself on working hard. But what are your fundamental values? What do you believe in, and what kind of standard do you hold yourself to?
I'd say family's up there already. I've known you. Yeah.
I think of course, family and being, of course, I guess, humble and sportsmanship. Obviously, all of that comes into it, but I think just the main one for me is just always going in and wanting to win. I think that has to be the mindset and where we want to be. I think that's just something I've had since I was younger. So I think it's just more, going back to that competitive side. I think just everyone just being on the same page is like, we're here to win and we're here to be successful. So I think that's kind of, the environment and kind of the standards that I just try to bring and want to be in.
Yeah. And sorry, go on.
You said about before you come to training, you want to always bet yourself. Early on in my career, I never had anybody that set us targets and goals. I just took it for, it was train, listen to your managers, learn from your senior pros and whatnot. I think it was when I went to Bolton Wanderers with Sam Allardyce, and I had somebody that was there was a psychologist that actually sat us down and give us new targets and goals to go for, and totally tapped into my mindset. Do you work with anybody like that, or do you do everything off what you've learned?
I think I mentioned briefly before in an interview, I have my kind of team behind the scenes. That's probably why I was late to the podcast, because I was training before I came here. So just obviously from an individual standpoint, always looking at kind of, video and kind of, to help the team and bet my game, and then even taking bits from that and then taking it to another player and kind of like talking about about that clip to this person. So I think all of it is you always got to look at improving every day. Otherwise, I just think, what's the point in it, So that's just kind of just me. Yeah.
Is there anything you do like meditation, mindfulness, or anything like that helps you in a day-to-day routine?
Chess.
Yeah.
No, I do some breathing stuff before the game and look at
what kind of breathing?
Like
Can
just kind of like, just like, I don't know, we used to do this thing with the national team. We had a psychologist. I think the whole point of it is to do it, and then when you're in it, like the game, you're kind of, what's the word? Like you're just calm in the game because you're just doing that and kind of,
Did it work?
Yeah, no, I do it before every game in the hotel room or wherever we are. I'll do like 4 or 5 minutes of it, but I don't look too much into that. I just something I've added to the routine, to be honest. Like there's loads of other things, but that's probably one that kind of sticks out, to be honest.
I think I'm right. Wim Hof, is that the guy that does the breathing and the ice baths and all that? Have you read that?
Yeah. I
look into that. That's good, man.
Yeah, the ice baths.
Documentary about it.
Like amazing. If anyone asks me like about recovery or anything, I just say ice baths.
How long can you do?
I think I won't do more than like 3 minutes is fine.
I used to hate them.
Yeah,
that was my biggest nemesis.
We used to do 10 minutes.
10 minutes in an ice bath?
No.
Yeah.
No, surely off and on, hot and cold.
No.
Straight 10 minutes?
10 minutes under Marcelo,
Not a chance.
To be
After
fair,
every game.
Not a chance.
Some of the boys do a lot, yeah.
We were never allowed to do it in pre-season because he wanted us to then find the benefits during the season. So we suffered in pre-season.
And did you?
Yeah. They're the same.
But
They're the same now.
how important, because the game's obviously has evolved a lot now, hasn't
Yeah.
it? It's and you can't get left behind. You've sort of got to live your life the right way, and I think you do. You're not out every weekend having a beer because you can't get away with it now. So you've got to eat right, sleep right. The club have obviously got everything in place, nutritionists, etc. How important is that for you now, like in terms of?
Yeah, I think the way the game's going, I think it's becoming more and more kind of popular and important, I think, as the seasons go on. I think with the physical demands these days, I just think like you cannot not do it. So I think
because with GPS and stuff, there's no hiding place now. Just literally nothing. It's
the boss is a big believer in all this, and I think as you've seen, our team is very physical. So the outputs are obviously very high compared to most teams. So yeah, I think nutrition and obviously looking after your body, I think has become, massive.
Bridgie, you would have no chance nowadays.
How does that compare to you, Bridgie, your playing days?
I joined, I started in 1995. So I came before, obviously, nutritionist, before there was any video analysis at Sunderland. It wasn't, even when I came to Leeds United, I don't think we got, it was 99, 2000. I don't think we got like a nutritionist or a sports coach with analysis until about 2002.
So what did your days look like? Were there any like strict rules in place, or did you just eat and drink whatever you wanted?
Well, no, I looked up the senior lads when I was at Sunderland, and I had it was a championship club near the bottom half of the table. There was a drinking culture, the lads trained and then they went down. I didn't want to get into that environment because I knew I was a young lad, and they'd never like put that on me to get involved in that side of things. It was when I came to Leeds United in 99, 2000, the Premier League club, and I realised pre-season how far behind I was and where I had to get to, because I always had a footballing brain. I knew it would play, but the fitness levels were through the roof. So I knew I had to up my game for that, and that's when I started to change. But it wasn't until I went to, with Sam Allardyce at Bolton Wanderers, when you saw the GPS units, and he was like, "You're in the red zone." I went, "What's the red zone? Is that quick?" He went, "No, that's walking." He said,
It's mad because people like Sam Allardyce, people say, he's old school.
He was ahead of his time.
I know he was.
Tablets, nutrition, everything. And that's when I realised I wish I'd had this impact 7 years earlier. So
many players have said that about
really?
He was well ahead of his time.
It was incredible. Psychologist, nutritionist. So the game's obviously changed from mine.
That,
You would, from your starting career to where you are now.
Yeah.
You've seen a big change as well, even in your short time.
I think, I don't think the GPSs came in till I was like under 16s, 17s. I think that's when they started kind of coming in. But I just think, the game, of course, has changed, and kind of, like I said, like the physical demands now these days is just obviously getting more and more intense. So,
Do you think you would have been a better player if you played now? I don't mean that in a bad way.
Not a better player, because I wasn't that bad, Emma.
No, what I mean is you were amazing. But what I mean is, do you think now, with everything that's in place,
I would have played longer.
Yeah,
I would have played longer.
You'd have had less injuries.
I would have played longer at a higher level. Yeah,
you had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
So the stuff that there is now to prevent injuries, injury prevent. Like, for example, you'll do testing probably after a game on a Saturday. You'll maybe do testing.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So it's kind of like they'll build it up over time, and it'll sort of flag up if your hamstrings fatigued. You might have to miss training. So stuff like that, it builds kind of a model, and Bridgie would obviously benefit from that.
I reckon the recovery process would have been quicker than 18 to 20 months out.
Do you wish you were playing now? Would you have liked to have played now?
No.
Why?
I loved my time. Even though it was highs and lows of football, the time that I had going through from that 95 period to seeing the game change, evolve, and to playing for Leeds United in the Champions League, things like that. I'm a big believer in fate. I think you said, things happen for a reason, and I was at the right time at the right place. I admire the lads that play nowadays, but for me, that generation before social media came in as well.
Yeah.
It was, there was no camera phones.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere without a camera phone now.
I really enjoyed my time, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Are you a bit old school like that, Joe? Because do you kind of wish that, do you think there are elements of sort of old school football that you would have liked to have been in the game now? Even that there aren't camera phones, there aren't all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think, of course. I think, like you said, everything's with a phone now, I guess. And I think, the social media, again, is one that's becoming more and more popular. So I think it would have been nice to have, I guess, football without social media. I guess that'd be fun. But I think, I guess, obviously different eras, and I guess you just kind of brought into it, you kind of brought up with it, but I think that would be probably
I admire how much these lads, obviously, you use the social media for what you need off the field as clubs, and everybody does, but also the horrible side that comes with it. To being able to have the mindset to switch off from the gremlins and all the people that are saying how bad you are and this and that. That's the toughest thing for the world.
They're still watching you though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's true. Yeah.
That's the tough side. That's why I think mentally the game's changed.
Yeah. Talk to us about the season and the dynamic with your teammates, Joe. How is everyone feeling, and what are those relationships like amongst yourselves?
Yeah, I think I can't speak highly enough. I think of the dressing room. I think probably the best dressing room I've been in.
Excuse me?
I think just Leeds. I think just Leeds.
Stuart's been battered.
I even mean it from when I got here.
No,
my favourite dressing room.
Joe, it's fine.
You don't have to backpedal. You can be honest.
Just the 2.5 years since I've been at Leeds, I think it's just been it's been my favourite dressing room, just with, just like how good everyone is, and just kind of like, it's a really tight knit, not just dressing room, but club as well, the staff, everyone involved. I think that's one of our strengths, the togetherness in that aspect. But yeah, I think, the season, even, the boys, the new signings, everyone, obviously we've changed system and kind of adapted, and, when things are going well, obviously confidence is through the roof. And I think that's credit to, obviously, everyone involved and kind of turning it around. But we knew it was going to be difficult. Like, this is where we want to be, and we're finding our feet in this league. So, no, I think we'll get, I feel like we've got better every game, and I think I think this team is only going to grow and hopefully be more successful.
And the togetherness that comes with that culture comes with success. I remember getting promoted to Sunderland, that close-knit group that we had all stuck together, the quality times I had with that core group at Leeds when I was here. How close are you to all the boys that you got promoted with as well?
No, we are.
It's
Listen, football's got a way of you build memories and you experience promotion, and that stays with you for a long, long time. Joe's obviously he's playing here. He's playing with Ethan, with Dan James, with Darlow, with his international teammates. So that togetherness is huge. You create memories and bonds that live with you for a long time. But the success brings that. You could go on to have an unbelievable career, but you'll probably never witness the scenes that you witnessed in Leeds on that Monday or Tuesday, whatever it was. So they're the types of things that live with you. And
putting street corns on my heads.
Oh, that parade. I've said it, like, that was like the best day of my life. Like, that was unbelievable. Like, I think it's just because we didn't know what we were going in for, and I think when we pulled up to the bottom of the city centre, it was just like, what is that? All you saw was just smoke and just people's heads.
And you asked a question earlier about being inside the club and not realising how big it is. Just any player that the club want to sign, just show them that video.
Yeah.
And that went worldwide. Our fan base is worldwide.
But just touching on, you were talking about the system and stuff that you're playing now, and you've obviously went from playing in probably most of your time here in a back four to then having to adapt and play in a back five or back three, whatever way, sometimes at right back.
Yeah.
How have you found that? Because obviously a lot of my game was based around changing position and having to adapt. How have you found that? And
I've enjoyed it. I think just having kind of a different role, and I think it benefiting the team, I think, has been the most important thing. I think, of course, we were struggling in a four, but I think then changing to that system, I've enjoyed it. I think it's been a different challenge and kind of, like finding myself in different areas. So I think it's just kind of just adding more strings and just kind of enjoying it. I think
usually on speed up the wing, wasn't it?
Absolutely. How did the managers and the coaches sell it to you that they wanted you to play a different position? And obviously, how did
because I wasn't good enough to nail down one position, so I just had to chop and change. But
so did you just
well, a big thing for us was under Marcelo. Obviously, we adapted to the opposition.
Yeah.
Whereas it's maybe a little bit different here. They're in the system. You are adapting in terms of, like, sometimes it might be a 3-4-3. It might be, but we adapted to how the opposition set up. So I just knew that potentially I could be playing left back or I could end up in number 8. So I just got that's just how it was.
But you accept that because you thought your football education would have gone through the roof. You're learning new positions as well.
Yeah, well, I just accept. Listen, I'm not going to turn around.
I'm not a player,
but I'm not going to turn around and say no, boss,
lad.
I don't fancy that today. I'm not playing. It was what it was, and you're there to help the team.
Yeah.
And you sacrifice your own performance for the good of the team, don't you? So yeah, it's just
side before self.
Exactly, yeah. So obviously I can.
Every time.
That's the man.
I can relate to Joe having that maybe he's playing centre back and then all of a sudden you change formation, you're going to a right wing back, and obviously your roles and responsibility changes within the team. He's playing in a back four, and obviously maybe Jayden's playing right back, and
so it's normal.
But then if you're playing in a back three, Jayden's obviously as a wing back, so he's higher forward, and then again being the leader in the team, when you go to a back four, Jayden can't keep making them runs because you haven't got a spare player, so it's the leadership coming out from the back line. So it's interesting to hear, obviously, him talk about it.
Look, Joe, we've taken a lot of your time and we have got one little game left to play. But before we play that, what advice would you give to any young aspiring football players or anybody out there, any children out there who want to follow their dreams?
I think the biggest one for me was always wanting to keep learning. I think even if it's a bad day, like just you got to think of it as like a character building day. And normally the bad times is where you learn the most. So I think just always kind of be open to learning and always wanting to, do more, like learn, and you'll carry that with you and take that, with you through your career. And when you're a senior, like you just remember all them times that everything you've learned to now is what's got you here. So.
Do you class the podcast as a character building day?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
One to remember.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? I could learn a lot from. I'm going to listen to you a lot more because you're very humble. You speak a lot of wisdom and sense, and you're a credit to you and your family.
Appreciate it.
Top man. And to Leeds United.
Nice one.
Well, look, Joe, we know that you have the fine wheel in the dressing room, so we have got our own version. We're on a budget here, so forgive us. And if you can't read the writing, that's...
Do you want us to read them out to you?
Bridget.
Yeah,
Favourite accent, impression of a teammate, your signature dance move, your favourite beauty treatment, your non-footballing icon, or if you could rename yourself, what would it be?
Oh my days.
Right,
There we
so,
go.
Joe, we want you to spin that wheel, please.
Give it a good spin.
And let's see what it lands on.
Oh, Howard, Joe, give it a good little... Go on, power it.
Yeah!
I stuck in that one.
Rename yourself. So if your name wasn't Joe, what would you like to be called?
Stu.
Such a cop out there. Come on,
Why?
Nah, it's not a call. No. All right, I'll do it properly. Rename myself. No, I'm going to say Stu because he's an amazing guy. I want to be like Stu.
Oh.
Joe. What a guy.
But do you like the name? Stu?
Yeah, Stu.
No, I'm not saying I don't.
Stuart, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, Stuart. Go with
Stuart.
Stuart. And Irish is probably my favourite accent, so, we'll go with it.
God, I feel like we need to give them some space here.
Come on. You'll do for me.
We're good.
Well, look, Stu, it's been an absolute joy having you on the official Leeds United podcast, Joe. Thank you so
Appreciate it.
much.
Thank you very
Take care
much.
and best
Thank
of
you
luck for the
for
rest of the
having me.
season. Thank you.
Thank you.
Love that, pal.
Nice one.
Good luck.
I'll get it done quickly.